Hello and welcome back to Penwestcombe Farm on Bessy Beneath. So quickly I just want to say again another thank you to everyone that's sponsoring the channel. I really do appreciate that. I have updated the list, so this is now definitely update to this point that I'm recording the video. There is a bit of a delay, so when this video comes out maybe I might need to add a few names, but I do check every week and I do try and keep it as up to date as possible. But yeah, so thanks, I really do appreciate it. Right, so in this episode what we're going to be doing is we're going to be planting in the barley. Now it is a couple of days later on since my last episode, so it's now day 6 in spring, mid-spring. I have been checking on the grass. Field 6 and field 25 are just a little bit behind the rest of the grass fields, but obviously we planted them, so that's pretty much expected. But yeah, it's taken 2 days though since the last episode in game to get to the right temperature to go and plant the barley. So that's going to be the main focus in this episode. So the first thing I just want to quickly do is unload the big bag on the back that we picked up on the fertiliser, because we do need to go and pick up another bag of seeds, the barley seeds. I've only got one bag of seeds at the moment and it's the grass, so if we quickly just do this, oops, wrong one. Try that again. There we go. Yeah, if we quickly just do this. I'm not going to put a weight on the back because I did notice it just works. It's a little bit unstable, but it does work. There we go. And then we'll head straight down the shop and get set up. Hopefully it won't be too big of a job. I mean, the planter's okay. It's not the biggest, but it's okay. And we have used it already when we did the grass, so it does look a bit strange on the tractor. I'll give people credit for pointing that out. It definitely looks a little bit out of place, but it is within the actual horsepower of the tractor, so it shouldn't be an issue. But I agree that it does look a bit strange. Alright, so that should be fine. So let's head down to the shop, get hooked up. There we go. And then we can get cracking with it. I think barley is a good option for the first harvest, and it's not too bad to yield, and also you get a bit of straw, and the price is always about average. It's not a bad starting off harvest. And it is 6 in the morning, early morning, starting up farming. I do have to say as well, the grass on this map, for some reason it's really vivid, it just stands out. I do like the look of it. I don't think I've activated the traffic, since I had the problem last time. Let me just quickly check that out, because I probably should do that now. Yeah, I didn't turn the traffic back on. So hopefully now I won't have the issue I did before when it was a bit mental. Right, we seem to be alright, got a bit of room there. There we go. It's really handy having the shop just down the road from the farm. Makes things a lot easier. I mean, I don't mind when it's, not too far away, but when it's on the other side of the map, it's always a problem. I think that's when store delivery comes in handy. That mod has been a lifesaver, especially when I've been setting up maps, new series. It really does help things out then. Right, so let's disconnect and we'll grab a big bag of barley seeds. So quickly just want to point out this mod I'm using called Classifieds. You've probably seen the video that FSG did when he was doing showcasing it. He did a really good video on it, so definitely recommend checking that out if you want a little bit more detail than what I'm going to obviously share with you right now. But it is similar to the second-hand equipment mod that you can use, where everything that you have an option to buy secondhand, but I like it because it's a little bit more realistic in the sense that you can't buy everything secondhand. It's basically just like an advert page, and if you click into it, these are the things right now on offer secondhand. Actually, some really good offers, especially the Massey Ferguson, which is what I'm doing. That's pretty good. So you can see it says new what it currently is, and then what you're going to get as the discount of secondhand. Another thing that's really good is it tells you how many days old it is, and also how many hours it's had on the clock, and the maintenance level. So you can obviously go through, and some of them do change, like that 74%, it's had 4 hours, but it's 99 days old. And I do like it because it means that, you know, if you're a bit short on cash and you want to buy something that's second hand, you can actually go in there now, and it does refresh. There is a refresh to it, and the same applies to equipment. So you can go in here and you can find some equipment that's second hand, and obviously it's random, but I do like it. It means that now I have to think about what I'm buying a little bit more. It's not as easy anymore. I do have to look at what I'm getting. So the mod itself is made by Modify. I think it was in testing for Giants. I don't really know if it's in testing anymore. I know it failed initially, and then she released it in a Discord. So I will put a link in the description of this video for that Discord, so if you want to go in and try it out, you can download it from there. And that's the way I got it. So if you do want to go and try it out yourself, go and join Maddie's Discord, give her a thumbs up, tell her how much you like the mod, and then yeah, have a go for yourself. Man, I'm hoping it will maybe get back on Giants, but I don't know exactly the details about that, so I don't want to say that it will if it doesn't. But yeah, you can download it anyway from a Discord, so I will put a link in the video description for that. Right, so let's get this big bag. I want some, I think it's there, that's the one I want. So, nope, that's the one I want, sorry. So we're looking for barley, and we'll get big bags. I do prefer having a big bag. 1 ton big bag of barley I think will be enough. I'd be surprised if we use any more than that. So let's just quickly do this. There we go. I have to take it steady because without a rear weight on it, is a little bit on the tip side. It's very close to tipping, but it just about does it. So if I take my time, I don't have an issue. There you go, you can see the back wheels are spinning. There we go. Just take that strap off, we don't need that now. I think that one will do it. There we go. Right, so let's head back and we can get cracking with this. I don't want the video to go too long, so I'd rather start off as soon as possible. Probably do a time lapse or a montage, one of the two, because obviously it is 2 fields on the and the actual drill isn't the biggest, so it is going to take me a little bit of time. It's nowhere near going to take the time I've just spent on Medicine Creek doing that massive 80 odd acre field. That really did take me forever, it really did. But I did get a good yield out of it, so if you haven't checked that video out, definitely go do that, because I challenged myself there to one hell of a field on single player. And with the prices on that map as well, it's even more of a challenge. So I think we might start with the field just behind where I'm storing most of the seeds and the big bags of lime and stuff like that, field 9. I think best start there anyway. And I'll have to bring the 57 one through it, because I still think I've left it by the slurry tank. There we go. So let's see if we can just swing this around without catching anything, hopefully. And we'll get sorted, get this big bag off. And at least we can get ready and get the equipment set up. I can't believe it took so many days. I mean, if you look at the seasons menu, where we are already, when you look at the planting requirements, we're near on the back end of where it says you can plant, and it's only just turned. We didn't have 5 degrees at all. It went from 4 to 6, and it only just hit 6 today. So I don't know what that's about. I am using a GEO. I did take the GEO off as well, the Seasons GEO, and it didn't make any change. So yeah, I am using the Devon one, as I wasn't 100% certain which one to use, so I just decided I'll use the Devon, which is probably the wrong one. There might be one that's properly set up for this map, and if so, I'll have a look. And if anyone actually knows about that, drop it in the comment section and I'll definitely go and have a check and swap it out. Right, so let's just leave that there and we'll get into the 5713. There we go. I do like that trip counter. I mentioned it in my last episode, but I do like every time you get back on it resets. So it's telling you what you're doing in the session that you're on, but then also the total amount. And this is only now done 1 mile, obviously, because we did a lot of work before I actually had this on. Right, so we need to open up the shutter door so we can get in. And then we'll need both attachments. It's going to go on the front, and this is the bit that people were mentioning. It was quite big for the actual tracking. It does look out of sorts, but it is made for this kind of horsepower. I think it's just with this having this kind of nose on it, it doesn't really look the part, but we'll have to make do with it now, and hopefully at some point we'll upgrade and well, it'll look better anyway, because it's still easy enough now. And I do need to empty out them grass seeds as well, so I definitely need to remember to do that, or else we'll be planting the wrong thing. So let's just get set up for this. There we go. I want to try and make it somewhat realistic, not pick it up on an angle. That is a tight squeeze coming out of there with the back of this. Right, so if we just try and empty this out now, about here, this should give me enough room, I'm hoping. Yeah, you can see what it means. This, you think that'd make it tip forward. Probably would in real life. But I'll be honest, it's quite stable. It really is. Right, so there we go. It's on a pallet, but it is the grass seeds. So that's the only thing that's a shame. I don't know if I can change that to come out in a big bag, but it would make things a lot easier. But I might be able to actually put them, hopefully, into the... I might be able to put them in. I doubt it, but you never know. I may as well try. No, unfortunately I can't, but we'll just place it over there. That'll do. And yeah, it looks like we're full up now. So we've got plenty of barley seeds. We're ready to get going. We've got enough fuel. We might put a bit of AdBlue in, but I think we'll get by. But may as well just quickly do it, because I've got some just sitting here. I'm hoping I'm close enough now. There you go. You can see that it's at 99%. That's full. So let's get up here. I think it's still a bit dark. Well, not dark, but you can see that the sun hasn't come up fully yet. So I might need to turn the lights on when I start this. And I'll probably be using a bit of GPS as well. But let's start off the first year and get this barley in the ground. A couple of headland passes as well. I think that'll be a good shout. Right, so we want to drop this down. Get myself more aligned, I'd say, at the same time, and get going. And as you can see, it is going to take some time. I remember that now. The one thing that didn't sit well with me on this map was the fact that it's not got the multi-terrain angle, so it does look a bit strange. I'm so used to maps now with the multi-terrain that when you see it without, yeah, it does stand out now like a sore thumb. Let's just maybe just at least do that, because it is a bit dark, and I'll change the time to ×5 at least, because 6:20 is quite early. And then we'll get cracking. think only 3 headland passes will be fine here, or 2, something like that. I mean, I'm going to be doing it all manually, especially this field. I might do a course play in the next one, so I can do a bit of a montage, and maybe a bit of a time lapse in this one. I think that'll be a good idea. So maybe I'll do an increased headland for field 4, just so the course play doesn't have any issues turning, even though the hedges aren't collisions, thankfully. But I can probably work with 2 with GPS. That's not an issue. I mean, there is a bit of space at the end. It's not much, but there is a bit. But at least we're getting some crop in the ground, and I imagine it's going to be a pretty good yield, because we've got everything prepped. We've done a bit of fertilising in the grass as well, so that's going to be good. The only thing I think this will need is just a good spray of some fertiliser after it's started growing, and then obviously we'll keep an eye on the weeds. It might be something that we can go over with the chain harrow if we catch them early, get them out the ground, and if not, we'll have to buy some herbicide, get that sprayed. Right, because the video is going on quite a bit now, I think I'm close to around 20 minutes. What I'll do is I'll put a quick time lapse in this field. I'll try and get as much of it in the time lapse. I don't want it to be too long. Really, I'm trying to avoid that nowadays. But what I might do is cut about halfway into me doing it, so you can see me finish off at least in the time lapse. Right, so there we go. Just done that field. So field 9's now done. Pretty straightforward. Just looking at this, it's weird how it's emptied out but like clumped up at that little corner. So when I do actually put the cover on, it just sticks out. So that's a bit strange. Anyway, let's get and fill this up a bit more, because we're definitely going to need a bit more seeds than what's in here. We've got 26% left, 0.2 tonne. and then we can get straight onto the other field, and that's all the barley then, planted and ready to go. Oh, that's dropped off, which is a bit weird. Let's just fix that. And we'll need to open the cover as well. There we go. Now this should empty the bag if I remember rightly. It's like half a ton. There we go. Job done. I need to keep checking on that classifieds. I really do. Really do like that mod. There's a Massey in there now. It's 75. That's not what we want. 86. We need to probably get over 130 for it to be justified. That's 155. And if we have a look at the condition, we can buy it for 81,000. That's not too bad. I'd probably get a better deal though. I feel like we can get a better deal than that. So we'll wait out. I mean, we haven't got the money anyway, but we should probably keep an eye on it, because if we do see something that just stands out as a good deal on a Massey, it's going to be a bit more of an upgrade, then we might have to take a loan and repay the loan and do it that way. Just because you don't know when you're going to get a deal, and that's why it's important to snap it up if we see it. Let's just go first person. So the slurry's gone up a bit as well, with it being a couple of days later on from the last time we used it. Not obviously generating any manure because we stopped giving them straw. But hopefully soon we might be able to do a little bit of manure spreading on the crop as it's growing early. Save a bit of money. Some weeds are popping up, I can see, but we will be spraying some herbicide at some point around these fields, especially the crop that we've got going in here, the barley. It's going to need it. So this is the bigger one out of the two. Then there isn't too much size difference, but this is definitely a little bit bigger. That multi-terrain angle, I just can't fathom it. I really can't. It's the one negative I've found on the map, and I have mentioned it now probably 3 times, but it stands out like a sore thumb. I just look at it and see the fact that it's in a weird angle. But I can understand, this map's not recent, it's quite an old one, so, and it's one hell of a map. It really is a brilliant looking map. I think maybe multi-terrain angles came a little bit later on than what Bessy came out, so in all fairness I can't really criticise it, but it does just stick out a little bit. So I think after this field's planted, the main aim for the rest of the year before harvest is to get it fertilised and do some baling. And that means we're going to be doing some hay baling, and we're also going to be doing some silage bales. I'm not going to use a pit yet. I'm not going to do the bunker. I don't think I've got enough money to go that route yet. We can do the mowing and the windrowing, but it's then we're going to have to lease out some kind of forage harvester, and the carting situation probably with the tractor we've got might be a big job. So I think it's just going to be a better idea to do some round silage bales, bale them off and store them away. I think that's definitely the route that we should be taking first, you know, in the first year. And the cows, we haven't got that many, so they're not going to need too much. The same goes for hay. So we'll definitely do a bit of that. And then I think it's just fertilising and making sure we spray some herbicide as well to get the maximum yield out of these fields, these barley fields. So definitely plenty to do on these 4 fields still. And I'm actually looking forward to finding how much money I get at the end and seeing where we can go. I don't think yet we can think about maybe upgrading our land and getting some more fields. I think the main aim is to get a bit more power, even though I am enjoying the smaller equipment, but think if we can get a bit more power, it just opens up bigger seeders, bigger planters, all that kind of stuff, and yeah, different route for us. But I also do want to make them, probably the main focus is to generate quite a lot of money from the cows and grow that herd, that milking herd, because then we'll get a lot of milk and money will be good then. I think that has to be, with an actual cow shed like that, I think it'd be stupid not to max out the cows and see how far we can get with that. I think that might be good for the series if we actually do try and get a few hundred cows. So we might have to invest some money into that, because it's going to be a while until they start getting up to them numbers by themselves from reproducing. So I might actually invest a bit of money and get maybe 50 more cows, which will then mean that we're going to have to look at the feed requirements that's going to obviously ask for. But I think right now we've got them 2 grass fields will quite happily suit maybe 100 cows for silage and hay. So we're okay just yet, but if we do get up to the 200s, obviously we're going to have to think about getting another grass field. Right, so I think now is a perfect time for me to do a little montage of me finishing off this field, and then I'll cut back in when it's all done and we'll have a quick look at it. And that's field 4 done. So we've done both field 4 and 9. Barley's all ready. So we just need to keep an eye on it, like I said previously, and yeah, keep on top of making sure it's got herbicide, and also get some fertilizer spread on it. But we'll let it grow a little bit to the first stage, and then we'll probably do a bit of fertilizing, and then do the weeds later on with the herbicide. So I'm just going to quickly part this next to the jet wash so we can give it a bit of a clean, and then in the next episode I'm probably going to be doing a bit of fertilizing, maybe some baling. I think the grass is close now, so it's either going to be one or the other. And there we go, just park that there before I park it away. Job done. Definitely need a bit more power on the front to hold that. It's quite mammoth. Let's just quickly clean the tractor, and then we can clean the actual seeder in the bin at the front. Alright, so I think that's much better. Does look better when it's cleaned off. So I'll part that up in a second, but I am going to leave the video there. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.